Chapter 1. The Life I Thought Was Everything. If I told you that divorce saved my life, would you believe me? Most people think divorce is only pain, but for me, it became the beginning of freedom. Let me tell you how it all started. My story may sound strange, but every word is true. This is the life I lived, the life I thought was perfect, and the life that almost broke me. My name is Alisa. I am 69 years old, and I live in the United States. People often see me now and call me strong, but I want to share with you the truth. I want to share with you my journey, my past life. Was married for many years. When I say many years, I mean most of my life. I entered that house as a young bride with dreams. But those dreams slowly turned into duties. From the first morning of my marriage till the last day with my husband, I lived for him. I cooked 3 meals a day. I pressed his shirts. I cleaned the floors. I kept everything in order so that he never had to lift a finger. People praised me as a good wife, and I thought that was my identity. I believed my worth was in serving him. I never asked for anything for myself. I did not buy clothes for me without his permission. I did not meet friends without telling him. My days started with his needs and ended with his moods. Sometimes I was tired. Sometimes I was sick. But I told myself this was love. I told myself a wife must sacrifice. I thought if he was happy, I was happy. That belief was so deep in me that I never even thought of life outside him. You may ask me, didn't you feel trapped? The truth is, I did not know I was trapped. I thought that life was normal. I thought love meant giving everything and expecting nothing. I thought silence was peace. Looking back now, I realize how blind I was. But then, at that time, I believed this was the only way to live. There were moments when I wanted to say, I am tired, but I swallowed my words. There were nights when I wanted to talk about my feelings, but he was always busy with himself. I waited for him to notice me, to ask me how I felt, but that moment never came. Still, I never complained. I thought, maybe this is how all marriages are. Maybe I am too weak to ask for more. I remember a day when I had fever. My body was burning, my head was heavy, but he asked me to press his clothes. I stood there with tears in my eyes, pressing his white shirt while my hands shook. I wanted him to say, leave it, you need rest. But instead he said, don't leave wrinkles. That day I felt something break inside me. But still, I did not fight back. I told myself, this is my duty. My life became a pattern. Wake up, cook, clean, serve, sleep. Again and again, every single day. I lost myself. I forgot what I liked, what I wanted, what made me smile. People outside thought we had a perfect marriage. They said, look at her. She takes such good care of him. She's so lucky. Lucky. That word cut me like a knife, because deep inside I felt empty. I was not lucky. I was lost. But I held on to hope. I kept telling myself, one day he will see how much I love him. One day he will thank me. I waited for years, but that day never came. Instead, something else came, something that turned my life upside down. One evening, he sat at the table. His face was serious, his eyes cold. I thought maybe he was upset about work. I asked him softly if he wanted tea. He shook his head and said words I never thought I would hear. I want a divorce, begged him. I said, we can work it out. I will change. I will do more. I was ready to bend even further, even though I was already bent to the ground. But he was not listening. His mind was made. He said he wanted his freedom. He said he was tired. Tired. Those words felt like poison. Tired of what? I gave him everything. What more did he want? That night, I cried like a child. I held his hand. I begged him not to leave, but he pulled away. The man for whom I had lived every second of my life was walking out, and I could do nothing to stop him. I felt like my whole world was collapsing. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I wanted to run, but my legs were heavy. It was the most helpless moment of my life. For the next days, I tried to stop him. I cooked his favorite meals. I spoke sweetly. I prayed. I thought maybe he would change his mind. But nothing worked. Papers were signed. My marriage ended with a few strokes of a pen. Just like that, decades of sacrifice were thrown away. Do you know what it feels like to see your whole life disappear in a moment? It is like standing in a storm with no shelter. It is like drowning and no one reaching out a hand. That was me, a woman who gave everything, now left with nothing. And yet, I want to tell you something. That moment, as painful as it was also the beginning of my true story. At that time, I did not know it. At that time, all I saw was darkness. But life had a plan for me, a plan I could not see, but a plan that would one day set me free. This is where my journey begins. This is the story of how I lost everything, and how that loss became the door to a life I never imagined.